speech. March 3rd will forever be one of my favorite days of the year. Other people may not have the same opinion considering the weather during this time of the year. What most people don't know is many historical events happened on this day. There were events that happened to important people in our nation, the state of Minnesota, and the beautiful city of Duluth. I'd like to start off with the birth date of an important man. On March 3rd, 1847, Alexander Graham Bell was born in Scotland. He came from a very talented family. His father developed visual speech, which was a set of written symbols designed to aid the deaf in speaking. Alexander made his way to the United States to follow in his father's footsteps later in life. He found a job at Permington Avenue School for the Deaf as a teacher. That did not satisfy him for very long. He slowly got very interested in communication over wires. He wasn't able to do his work alone, so he found an assistant named Thomas A. Watson. They worked fast, and within a year they were able to send their first message. The website www.pbs.org states that the message was sent on March 10, 1876. The message was, "Watson, come here. I want you." After achieving their success, they went on a tour through the Northeast to prove their invention. The two were able to prove it and made their way to history. March 3rd also was the birth date of the state of Minnesota. It was created by the Organic Act of 1849. The territory consisted between the St. Croix and Mississippi River. There were both Europeans and Indians living in the area. Surprisingly, the two groups got along very well. They traded with one another, and the Indians were able to vote. The only exception was they had to be dressed in European garb. This was according to the website www.mnterritorialpioneers.org. This law required the Indians to just wear a pair of slacks. The Indians would come as a group on voting day and share one pair of slacks. Once one of them finished, they would pass them on to the next. It was very surprising to the Europeans, but they did follow the law. Unlike the others, March 3rd was a tragic day for Duluth. In 1950, there was a horrible ice storm that lasted from the 3rd through the 5th. The ice storm centered at Duluth and extended up the Lake Superior coast and Beaver Bay. It started with rain and moist snow. By the morning of the 4th, rain continued and lights were out by 6 p.m. This was due to power lines breaking. According to the website files.dru.mn.us, on the 5th, Duluth was isolated from the outside world, except for short-wave radio. They suffered a lot of damages. Thousands of trees were stripped of their limbs. What was most surprising was when an engineer from Mesabi and Northern Railroad measured the circumference of ice on the cables. It measured 7 inches. There is no question why the community was not able to travel or communicate with the outside world. March 3rd will forever be one of my favorite days of the year. Alexander Graham Bell would also agree with me, but I know that the community of Duluth in 1950 wouldn't agree. The day will be memorable for the state of Minnesota, though, no matter what the weather is like.